Run it back, nation. What is good? I want to let you guys know really quick, man. I'm putting together a team for Philadelphia 76ers post-game lives. I want 2 or 3 people to join me for the post-game lives after every Sixers game. If you think that's you, it helps if you have a podcast or a YouTube channel that I could check out. But even if you don't, man, all I want you to do, if you think that's you, is to send me a clip to DjEastwoodSports@gmail.com. I'll put that in the description. All I want you to do is send me a quick 30-second clip giving your thoughts on the team, giving your thoughts on what you watched last night, whatever. And basically, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to go through there and pick the best people that I think have the best voice, could possibly be pretty entertaining, could hold a conversation, know what they're talking about when it comes to the Sixers and things like that. So I'm looking for people that can join me on the post-game lives, you know what I mean, just to get some different perspectives, just to make it a little bit more interesting and keep the conversation going. So if you think that's you or you know anybody, send a clip to DjEastwoodSports@gmail.com. My ultimate goal would be to get a female to join the show as well. Of course, I have a couple of people in mind, but I want to hear, I want to contact possibly people that could be on the show that I don't know about. So if you think that's you, man, hit me up. And here's a clip from last night. Peace. Yeah. What is up, my people? DJ Eastwood here, Run It Back Philly. You know the drill, no frauds, no fanboys, and no intros. Wow, what a win by the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Without Joel Embiid, I didn't think that was possible. I was making jokes about it earlier today, how much of the Sixers are going to get smoked by the Memphis Grizzlies without Joel Embiid, just because the supporting cast a lot of times doesn't look that good. So who if you predicted this, you're lying. You're lying. For them to play like that against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are surging, who have an MVP candidate on their roster right now in Ja Morant, who was absolutely ridiculous tonight, for them to do that against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are the 3rd seed in the West, that was seriously impressive, man. I am absolutely blown away. Of course, we were up by 15 in the first half. We blew that lead pretty quickly, and then it went down to the wire. It went back and forth, man. I think the main story for me is Tyrese Maxey. I mean, the dude was a stone-cold killer tonight. I was so impressed by his confidence. I was impressed by him taking the ball and saying, this is my team right now. This is my team right now. You know what I mean? Tyrese Maxey was not the second option on the team tonight. He wasn't Tobias Harris's sidekick. He wasn't number 2 to Tobias Harris tonight. Tyrese Maxey was the man tonight on this basketball team. And in that fourth quarter, when Ja Morant was getting everything he wanted, in the third, in the fourth, just getting in the paint, finishing over anybody he wanted to finish over because the guy can jump out of the building, it felt like every single time Ja Morant got a tough bucket, Tyrese Maxey came right back down on the other end and got a tough bucket for us. The back and forth was a lot of fun to watch, the Tyrese Maxey and Ja Morant thing. And listen, man, I know Tyrese Maxey is obviously not on a Ja Morant's level right now as far as, an MVP candidate type of player. But tonight, Tyrese Maxey showed us what he could possibly be in the future. And that's incredible. He was on Ja Morant's level tonight. I mean, he finished the game with 33 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, a steal, a career-high 4 blocks. What? A career-high 4 blocks? I mean, the kid was out of control. The kid was absolutely amazing. I loved every second of it. He put the team on his back, man. He really did. Tyrese Maxey, the game ball goes to you. They interviewed him after the game. He had good things to say about the team, about his teammates, about how they played tonight and upset the Memphis Grizzlies. But, man, just what a performance by Tyrese Maxey. I'm stuck on it. I can't get over it. I don't know what else to say about him. He's incredible. He just some of those up and under reverse layups that he was putting in. Sometimes, driving to the rim over Steven Adams. I feel like this kid can finish over any center in the league. He really, uses his body, gets the ball like way to the outside, goes high off the glass. It's so hard to stop. I do think like we had an issue at certain points in the game where we went away from Maxey and we went away from the Maxey pick and roll. The Maxey pick and roll was so hard for Memphis to stop tonight, and there was times where we went away from it, where I saw a lot of Tobias Harris ISO ball, and shout out to Tobias Harris for breaking 30 points, stepping up to the plate without Joel Embiid. Shout out to Tobias Harris for being that guy. That's what he's supposed to do when Joel Embiid is out. That's that $180 million player, Tobias Harris. I mean, he's still, that contract is what it is. I don't want to talk about it forever, but Tobias Harris stepped up, gives us 31 points. Big shots down the stretch, big shots throughout the whole game. I think Tobias Harris looks a little more spry lately than he has looked. They showed the stats on the screen about the most improved field goal percentage in the NBA. He's on that list in January. His field goal percentage is up 10 points. His field goal percentage is up 10 points in the month of January compared to the rest of the season. So Tobias Harris is coming back around. What can I say? Booing works, It's just what happens in Philly. Sometimes you get booed when you stink up the joint. Tobias Harris was getting booed, and now Tobias Harris is out here giving us, he's had 3 or 4 consistent games now where he's given us like 25, 24. I think he had 2 30-point games in the last 3. I'm pretty sure 2 games ago he broke 30 points. So you know what I mean? I was impressed with what Tobias Harris was doing out there too. There was a lot of ISO ball in that fourth quarter. I was screaming, where the hell's Maxey? Why are we not running this Maxey pick and roll? Why are we standing around the perimeter? But overall, man, a game is ups and downs. A game is a game of runs. And, we were good. We were bad at times, but hard-fought win, man. It was amazing. I loved every second of it. It sucks that it went to overtime because it's not good for my anxiety, but that was a lot of fun to watch, man. That was a lot of fun to watch. The end of the game was insane. Like, okay, you're down what? You're down 2. Ja Morant gets a layup over Andre Drummond. The officials give him an and one, which is absolutely ridiculous in that situation of a basketball game. Yo, Daniel Hill, thanks for supporting the channel, man. We are currently half a game out of first place. It's crazy right now. It really is. It's crazy. But for the officials to give Ja Morant an and one call with 17 seconds on the clock in a 1-point game, like, NBA officials don't make that call. That has to be an egregious, like, obvious, very physical foul for you to make that call. I couldn't believe some of the calls they were giving Ja Morant towards the end of that game. They were really, really, really trying to hand Memphis that game. I'm convinced of it. I really am. I know it's a nice story. He's a second-year player, and he's a MVP candidate, and it's a nice story, and they want, Ja Morant wins the game, Ja Morant saves the day, Ja Morant, like, they really tried. They were giving him James Harden-esque touch fouls towards the end of that game, and it was ridiculous. And then down on the other end, 17 seconds left, Seth Curry flies all the way down the court, got fouled about 14 times on his way down there with Ja with his arm on his hip, pushing him, whatever else, then gets body checked out of bounds on a jump shot. No call. So game's tied. We go into overtime. Doc Rivers gets a technical foul, so they start overtime with a free throw. I mean, it was ridiculous. But the end of the game, Ja Morant's amazing, but he shot the ball. I didn't look at his stats yet, but he shot the ball terribly in this game. I don't even have to look at the stats to know that. He was 0 for 5 from 3. The dude absolutely could not buy a three-pointer. And I really think the turning point in the game was when we started going under the ball screens for Ja Morant instead of going over the ball screens. In the third quarter, we were going over the ball screens. He was getting in the lane whenever he wanted to, and he was finishing over everybody. And the dude's unbelievable at finishing around the rim. We finally start going under the screens. Kind of played him on that Ben Simmons type of defense, let him stand out there. Let him shoot it. He went 0 for 5 from 3. He shoots 36% from the three-point line. Not a great three-point shooter, and he wasn't a threat to shoot in this game. So we started going under the screens. We let him stand out there. We started playing some Ben Simmons type of defense. Hey, go ahead and shoot it. And he stopped shooting it. He was passing up shots. He was getting the ball to to his other guys. And Desmond Bane cooked us. I think that's a career high for him. You know what I mean? Because that's what we do here in Philly. We players get career highs against us. That's what we do. But I thought that was really the turning point of when we started going under the screens on Ja Morant and literally letting him stand out there, letting him shoot it or letting him decide to shoot it or pass it up or whatever else. But at the end of the game, he comes back around. He starts getting in the lane again, finishing all these buckets. And like I said, Tyrese Maxey was coming right down on the other end, answering every single one, man. It was incredible. We get to overtime. I thought we lost the game. I thought it was over. We were down by 5. We were down by 5 in overtime at one point with not a whole lot of time left, and I was like, "That's it." You know, we fought hard. We went to overtime with the Memphis Grizzlies, and we lost in overtime. Like that's what I thought would happen. Then we make this little comeback towards the end, man, and like Matisse playing defense on Ja was incredible most of the night. I mean, he had 36 points, but the biggest moments for me was the very end of the game where Matisse was sticking him one-on-one again. And he got in the lane again. They called a really bad foul on George Niang. You know, they really tried, but it wasn't enough for the Memphis Grizzlies, man. Tyrese Maxey comes down the other end, gets us a bucket, puts us up 1. Who else but Tyrese Maxey? And we pull it off, man. The final play, listen, Danny Green played great defense on Ja Morant. That was Danny Green on Ja Morant on the final possession. He didn't give up. He didn't let him get behind him. He didn't get beat. He had to throw up a tough shot, and then he kicked it out to Jaren Jackson Jr., I think, for a 3. Missed the 3. Matisse gets the board, chucks it into the backcourt, and Tyrese Maxey finishes the layup to win the game, to give himself 31 points also. So nice job by Matisse. Nice job by Matisse getting a defensive rebound there. Nice job by Tyrese Maxey getting that bucket. Give himself 31 points to end the game, man. Incredible game. I don't know what else to say. It was incredible. You guys tell me. You tell me in the chat, man. I'm going to go through all the notes that I took on this game. You can call the show right there's the number 717-297-6748. You want to give me your thoughts on what you just watched, that crazy overtime thriller versus the Memphis Grizzlies.